So I made a video a few days ago of bold NBA predictions, and I did say I would make an award predictions video. So basically what I'm going to do is, while in the bold predictions I said a lot of things I just have a weird feeling about, in this video I'm going to be talking about my actual predictions for all of the NBA awards. So first of all, I'm going to predict the best and the worst records. For the best record, I am going to predict, obviously, the Golden State Warriors, which I predicted last year, and I got that one correct last year. Last year, I also predicted this team to have the worst record, and I think they will again. I think the Brooklyn Nets are going to have the worst record. I know D'Angelo Russell is good, and people are thinking D'Angelo Russell might get them to win a few games, but I think Brook Lopez is one of the best centers in basketball, and even with Brook Lopez, they couldn't win last year, so I still think they're going to struggle big time to win games this year. So now we're on to Rookie of the Year. So there's a lot of candidates this year. Like, there's people saying, obviously, Lonzo Ball, there's Ben Simmons, there's Dennis Smith Jr., there's obviously, from Eurobasket, a lot of people think Larry Markkinen might win this year's award because he's dominating against pros in Eurobasket. So there's Larry Markkinen, obviously. There's also Bogdan Bogdanovic and Milos Teodosic, who were superstars in EuroLeague and have been pros for years and years. So they're going to all be good players. So this is basically a toss-up. This one is a toss-up. A lot of people think Dennis Smith, a lot of people think Lonzo Ball, and to be honest, I'm probably going to be a little bit biased, but I'm predicting this because I think the Chicago Bulls are probably the second worst team in the NBA right now. I'm going to predict that Larry Markkinen is going to win Rookie of the Year. We've seen what he can do at Eurobasket. We've seen his ability to take and make big shots, and he steps up big time in crunch time. If he's given confidence, if he's given a green light, I can see him putting up maybe 19, 20 points this year, maybe 6-7 rebounds, and he's going to shoot about 36-37% from three. He'll probably struggle to shoot 50% from the floor, but I think he's going to have a high enough usage rate that he has a good chance of winning Rookie of the Year. But again, Rookie of the Year is a toss-up. Obviously, Dennis Smith has a great chance, Lonzo Ball has a great chance, Simmons has a great chance, Bogdan Bogdanovic, even De'Aaron Fox, Jason Tatum. This is a toss-up for Rookie of the Year. I'm just going to pick Markkinen. So for most improved player, I predicted this guy to win it last year, and I think he's going to win it this year as well because his stats are going to be massively inflated because he is going from a playoff team to a team that, well, big time struggle to make it. And I think that Dennis Schroeder from the Atlanta Hawks is going to win most improved player. I genuinely think that Dennis Schroeder is going to average about 23-24 points a game next year. And obviously, even though the Hawks will be bad, I don't think the Hawks will be near the bottom of the Eastern Conference. I think the Hawks will be somewhere around 10-11 in the East, nowhere near the playoffs, but not near the bottom. And I think that Dennis Schroeder will have an incredible year and average more than 20 points per game. Other candidates for this award are players like Brandon Ingram, and Brandon Ingram is another one who I think is going to have a breakout year. Brandon Ingram could easily win it, so anyone saying Ingram, I'm not going to question them, because Ingram is playing with Lonzo Ball and did only average 9.4 points per game last year, and I think he's going to definitely be better next year. So, Sixth Man of the Year. This one's always just a toss-up because you never actually know which players are going to start and which players are going to be on the bench. So normally you have a general idea, but I remember a couple of years ago everyone predicted that Isaiah Thomas is going to win Sixth Man of the Year, and then he ended up starting after 3 games. So this one's always a really difficult one because you never know who's going to start. So obviously Eric Gordon is going to be a player that a lot of people think might win. So for Sixth Man of the Year, I've got 2 choices, because I actually don't know if one of them is going to start or not. I think that if Dario Saric is the 6th man for the Philadelphia 76ers, that Dario Saric is going to win Sixth Man of the Year. I think there's a good chance that the Sixers go out with a team of Fultz at the 1, and until Fultz comes back from injury, TJ McConnell at the 1. They're going to have JJ Redick at the 2, they're going to have Covington at the 3, Simmons at the 4, but doing most of the ball handling, and at the 5, obviously Joel Embiid. That means that Dario Saric is going to be on the bench. So I think that if Saric is on the bench, he's going to win Sixth Man of the Year. I think if it's Covington, I don't think Covington will win it. So my prediction is Dario Saric. But if Dario Saric doesn't start, my other prediction is actually going to be Will Barton. Will Barton is an extremely good scorer. He averaged 17.3 points per 36 minutes last year, and the Nuggets are going to be really good. People are saying the Nuggets won't make the playoffs. They should have made the playoffs last year, and they've gotten Paul Millsap, who's one of the best power forwards in the world. The Nuggets are really good this year. They're extremely deep. Their bench 5 is extremely good. And I do actually think that Will Barton has a very good chance of winning this award. So now we're on to Coach of the Year. So this is a very tricky one. Again, the favorite for this award right now is Tom Thibodeau. And then there's always Greg Popovich, who is always up there. I genuinely do think that this award is going to be won by neither of them, or it won't be won by Steve Kerr either. I think that the Coach of the Year award is going to be won by Eric Spoelstra of the Miami Heat. If you guys didn't know, in the second half of last season, the Miami Heat won 30 games and lost 11. If they had as good a start as they finished the year, they would have won 60 games. This year they've got Dion Waiters back. It took them a long time to figure it out last year, and once they did, they nearly made the playoffs. They were one of the best teams in the league, and they were so difficult to beat. The Miami Heat, I genuinely do think, are going to win 50 plus games. I think if they win less than 50, Spoelstra will not win Coach of the Year. Even if they have a great season, they're not the best team on paper. But even if they have a great year, he won't win Coach of the Year if they win less than 50 games. But I do think they're going to win around 51, 52. And I actually think the Miami Heat are that good that they could possibly be a top 4 seed in the Eastern Conference. Other coaches that might win, obviously Thibodeau with the Minnesota Timberwolves. But I don't think the Timberwolves are going to be as good as a lot of people predict. I think they're going to win more than 41 games, but I think they're going to be maybe a 7th, 8th seed in the West, and I don't think that'll get them Coach of the Year. Steve Kerr and Greg Popovich, a bit of voter fatigue means that they mightn't win it. Rick Carlisle could, if the Dallas Mavericks make the playoffs, which I'm not writing off. Genuinely, I am not writing off the Dallas Mavericks as a playoff team in the Western Conference, especially if he does lead the Mavs to the playoffs. But no, I'm going to stick with my pick. I'm going to stick with Eric Spoelstra. Now we've got Defensive Player of the Year. Obviously, for the last number of years, there's been Draymond Green and Kawhi Leonard in the top 2. And then last year, Rudy Gobert stepped up. I think that Rudy Gobert won't win next year solely because his team is going to be a little bit weaker. Obviously, Gordon Hayward was mainly an offensive player, but I think that the record of the Jazz will be held against them. I think the Jazz may struggle to make the playoffs, and if they don't make the playoffs, there's not a chance he wins Defensive Player of the Year. I think he's the best rim protector in the league. I think he's a better rim protector than Hassan Whiteside, but I don't think that he's going to win it this year. Draymond Green, again, I can't see him winning it this year, unless he has an unbelievable year defensively, or the Warriors are one of the best teams defensively. Kawhi Leonard, again, a little bit of voter fatigue means he mightn't win it 3 out of 4 years. I'm actually going to predict a player that I don't actually think is as good, anywhere near as good as Gobert, and they play the same position. I'm going to predict Hassan Whiteside to win this year. I don't really think Hassan Whiteside is the best rim protector in the league, not even close to Gobert in my opinion, but I do think Hassan Whiteside will win Defensive Player of the Year, and I think Hassan Whiteside will get onto one of the All-NBA teams. Whiteside is a great shot blocker, so I think he has a very good chance of winning Defensive Player of the Year. And now we're on to the MVP. So again, this one can go to a lot of people. So obviously there's Steph, there's Kevin Durant. I don't think either of them are going to win unless the Warriors win 70 games, because obviously it's going to be hard to pick one over the other. I think Russell Westbrook won't win because obviously Paul George is there. Russell Westbrook last season, if you didn't know, had the highest usage rate of any player in NBA history. And I think with his usage rate down, obviously he's not going to put up the same stats. And I think he will struggle to find the same form as he did last year. And I don't think he'll put up anywhere close to triple-double numbers. James Harden is on the team with Chris Paul, who's one of the most ball-dominant players in the NBA. I think the Rockets might get a little bit better, but I don't think Harden will have as good a statistic here. But I do think that the MVP is going to be a guy who hasn't cared about the regular season for the last couple of years, and it's LeBron James. I genuinely think LeBron James knows that he has no shot against the Golden State Warriors. So I can see LeBron James, especially earlier in the year, coming out strong, because there's no Isaiah Thomas. It's all on LeBron. Like, Derrick Rose isn't going to lead a team to the playoffs. Jay Crowder's a role player. It's LeBron and a team of role players. I think that LeBron could come out and average 28-9-9, something like that. And I think if he does that, he will definitely win MVP. So anyway, that's the video. These are my award predictions for the 2017-2018 NBA season. Obviously, I made a lot of bold predictions, and a lot of those bold predictions were different to these. The bold predictions are ones that I just had a weird feeling. They're choices I made kind of with my heart, and these are choices I made with my head, doing a lot of research, thinking a lot about it, and these were the choices I came up with. So anyway, that's the video. Thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.